Hello everyone, this is FaZe and welcome to my channel. Today I'm really excited because with me I've got the all new Series 10 Apple Watch, the 46mm size and the new jet black finish. And I'm really excited to see this new jet black finish because it looks a lot like the space black finish that Apple used to have, and that was a much more of a premium model. And Apple has never really given a glossy finish to their standard Apple Watch series. You always had to go with the stainless steel one if you wanted a more glossy premium finish. So I'm very excited to see this jet black finish, which was last introduced with the iPhone 7, and that looked absolutely stunning. And I'm glad to see that that new finish is now on the Apple Watch. So we're gonna unbox this and I'm gonna just show it off to you guys. And I'm really excited to check this out because apparently it's a lot thinner, it's a lot lighter, and that new finish looks really exciting to check out. So without any further ado, let's unbox this and then I'll give you my first impressions.
All right, so the box is very much like every other series Apple Watch box. It's just white, and then here you go. Here's the back where you have the flaps. So let's set this down and open up these flaps. And here we go. So we've got the watch right here, and then we've got the band, and this is the stone gray sport band. So I keep this right here. And on the inside of this packaging, you basically just have like these nice Apple Watch, I guess, silhouettes with different bands. Really cool, and depending on how you move it around, kind of has this nice shimmer to it. Very neat. But let's put this aside. All right, so here you go. So it just says the time on it, and it's with the new watch face that they introduced in watchOS 11. So let's open this bad boy up. All right, so before we look at that, let's look at the paperwork. So here you go, designed by Apple in California. So when you open it up, you just have the connector. Let's put this aside. And then just got more paperwork. And now let's look at the watch. Ooh, I'm so excited for this. So it's covered in this black paper-like thing. It's pretty neat. On the back, it has which millimeter it is. So this is the 46mm, as you can see. So let's take it out. Yeah, this is so hard to push out from, so I'm just gonna rip this open. Sorry about that, guys. Wow, this is really black. Like, this is like the same black that you saw on the iPhone 7 in that jet black finish, which a lot of people really, really liked. This is really neat. I'm really, really digging this finish. And I'm gonna do some close-up shots for this in a minute, but let's put this aside. Let's get the watch band. So let's put it with the watch band, and I can show you how it looks on the wrist. So I really like this color. It's a new stone color. Well, I don't know if it's new or not. They might have been selling this before, but I really like it. I think it'll give it a nice contrast with the jet black Apple Watch, which is why I didn't want to go for just a normal black sport band and went for something a shade lighter. All right, let's put this in like so. Oh, I'm already really digging this combination. So here you go. Like, this is really nice. And I like the way the light kind of bounces off of it. It's really neat. And if you've seen the space black Apple Watch that Apple charges around $800 for, this is very much like that. I mean, you could literally think that this is the more expensive Apple Watch because of this glossy finish. And one thing I forgot to mention is how thin this is. So this is really, really thin. Let me show you my Series 9 Apple Watch. So this is the Series 10. And this right here is the Series 9. You know, it's one of those things you can't see a big difference right away, but I feel like on the wrist, you'll be able to tell a difference. So let me just put it on my wrist really quickly. Here we go. And yes, it's a little big. I like my watches a little bigger. But yeah, I feel like it's a lot thinner and lighter. But once again, it's because I have the stainless steel Series 9 with this stainless steel link bracelet. So that's always gonna add a little more heft, right? So I'm gonna wear this with a sport band and then compare it to this. But this feels really, really light. And once again, this is just me unboxing it. I'll have better close-up shots of the watch itself in a minute, but I like the way this feels. But all right, let me just show you the watch itself now.
All right, so the new Apple Watch Series 10 is pretty decent. I'm not gonna say that it's a big difference from the Series 9. Here's the Series 9, and one of the first things that I can tell you is when I compare them side by side is that, yes, this is definitely larger, that's for sure, but you know, I have mixed feelings about that because I feel like a lot of people who wear an Apple Watch never say, oh, I wish it had a larger display. If anything, I feel like people would want it to be smaller yet have the same display size that it currently has, right? So this one has a 45mm screen size for the larger Apple Watch, and this one has a 46mm screen size. And I believe that the smaller one has went from like 42 to 43 or something like that. But one of the things that I'm kind of just not really liking about this is the fact that the bezel seems pretty large. If anything, it seems more pronounced with the new Series 10. And this was something that I was kind of worried about when I saw Apple announce the Series 10 back a couple weeks ago. And I don't really feel like there are a lot of people out there who say, oh, you know, I want a larger screen on my Apple Watch. So what I wish Apple had done is that I wish that they took the Series 9 and they reduced the bezels, and so that you would get a smaller body overall of the Apple Watch itself, yet it would feel like it's much more immersive because you don't see much of the bezel. And I really like what they did with the Series 7 is because they kind of curved the design so it felt like you had less bezel, whereas with this one it almost feels like it's like a flatter display, and therefore you see more of the bezel. Yes, it has gotten thinner, and yes, you do feel the thinness and the lightness of it when it is on your wrist. But once again, it's the bezels that are really bugging me, and I feel like Apple did not have to focus on giving you a larger display, because I don't think getting one extra line of text is going to make a big difference. I don't think there's a lot of differences with this one and the Series 9. Of course, there's like nice built-in speakers so you can listen to music and podcasts from it. It's got fast charging, so that's pretty neat. And it's got some other nice small little features as well, where it shows you like the second hand constantly moving when it's on the always on display, something that you don't get with the Series 9 and previous Apple Watches. But once again, is it a significant enough of an upgrade? I don't know. I feel like if you've got the Series 9, I think you're pretty good unless you want the larger display and you want the thinner and lighter form factor. Now, having said that, because I wear an Apple Watch 24/7, that thinner and lighter form factor alone is a big difference to me. And I feel like, you know, for the next few years, Apple is going to continue with this form factor. I do wish that Apple had done more since it is a 10th generation Apple Watch, but once again, if it ain't broke, why fix it, right? But at the end of the day, these are just my first impressions of this new Apple Watch. I like the new jet black finish. Like I said earlier, it reminds me a lot of the space black finish that Apple used to have, and that was like $800. Because this is glossy, you could get away with it looking really nice with a black Milanese loop band or a stainless steel link bracelet that is black. I personally am going for the Hermes Apple Watch with the Grand Age bracelet. I think it looks absolutely stunning. So that's going to be my Apple Watch of choice. It's going to be delivered next month, and I cannot wait to get my hands on it. But like I said, this is just my first impressions. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or thoughts, comment section below. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so, and I'll see you next time.